Well, hello, Young and the Restless daily recap fans, YNR fans just like me. We love to talk about the show, and this recap is for Monday, July the 11th. Monday, July the 11th. Well, let's talk about. I'm going to start with Billy. Billy is chomping at the bit, to do a podcast on Ashland Locke. And, oh, Victoria has signed off on that, and she's going to provide him with the information. So he's running with it. So he presents it to Lily. And one thing that I like that Lily said, she says, just because Victoria is the one feeding you the information doesn't make that an automatic plus for me. Lily is cautious, as she should be, on anything that Victoria wants to control the narrative anonymously. But anyway, so Billy says, well, look, what if I run it by Amanda? And Amanda looks at all the legalities and she gives it a thumbs up. Because look, Ashland Locke needs to be stopped. For one, any other investor needs to go into it with their eyes wide open when we're dealing with him. But guess what? He was called the Loch Ness Monster for a reason. But it is a whole nother level with you faking your death, okay? That's a whole depth you're willing to stoop to scam somebody's company out from underneath them. So, okay, Lily says, well, look, if Amanda gives it the go ahead, then fine. I don't have a problem with it. So, okay. Well, guess what? At the end of the show, we see Billy doing the podcast. So I'm thinking, I hope he got Amanda's go ahead. I hope he didn't do a Billy, because see, a Billy is do something first and then go and find out the legalities later. So let's hope he spoke to Amanda on that. At the end of the show, it showed Locke getting a little ding on his phone, I think from his little minion man, saying, you need to check this out. Yikes. So that's going to be interesting to see how that whole thing unfolds. And then we get Michael. He's talking to Victor, and they're talking about Locke. And, Victor's like, I have a plan. But then we see Diane. She's in the park. These two separate issues. She's in the park with Harrison. Harrison's running off. They're eating ice cream together. Harrison's such a little cute kid. But they're eating ice cream together. And he wants to go play with his friends. And she lets him. And Ashland was like, right behind the bushes. As soon as Harrison walks away, he comes up. Let me just go speak. Let me just go say hi to him. I need to see my son. Don't deny me this. Please let me go see my son. And Diane's like, wait, what? Hold on, wait. There's a restraining order against you. Yeah, but nobody's here. Nobody will know. And so she goes, until Harrison goes and tells Kyle or Summer or both that he saw you in the park today with me. She's like, no. And he goes, no, I will tell him that it has to be our little secret. So now he would expect a 4-year-old to now keep that as a little secret. And does he even understand secrets? Oh no. She's like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to let you set me back months for what I have built up with honesty with Kyle. No, and I'm happy. Diane grabbed her purse and said, Harrison, she went to go grab Harrison. She got right out of there, took Harrison home. And that's when she met Michael at the coffee house. Okay. So Michael says, listen, Ashland Locke may be coming to town, or he may be in town, and I believe he's going to reach out to you. And she looks, now mind you, she just ran into him at the park. And she goes, well, if that happens, and he goes, and you might have Harrison with you. And she goes, if that happens, I will whisk my grandson away and take him back home and let Ashlyn not come in contact with him. So Michael says, well, I want you to rethink that position. We want you to, allow the contact. And she's like, wait, what? And he's like, that'll be, grounds that he broke the restraining order. And then, we could send him back to, we could have a hearing and perhaps he'll go to jail. And Diane is looking, she goes, you know what? This has Victor Newman just all over this plan. She's like, no. See, there's nothing in that for me to jeopardize my relationship with my son because Victor Newman has a plan. And she says, no, I'm not going to use my grandson as a pawn. And she says, no. And so Michael's like, well, take some time to think about it because look, you'd be in the Newman's good graces and maybe Nikki Newman would stop her pursuit of you. No, that's not what's going to happen at all. No one signed off on that. That's just Michael saying that. Okay, beware, Diane. I never thought I would say that, but Diane, no, that's a trap. Victor would ring Diane out with Ashlyn, saying the woman knew there was a restraining order and she allowed your son to speak to the man. Oh, no. So I hope Diane is smart enough for that because the conversation did not finish. Okay, so now let's see. We have Adam. I actually feel bad for Adam, and I'm going to get to him in a minute, but the top of the show, we've got Nicholas coming into Victoria's office, and Victoria with some flowers, a big bouquet of flowers, the vase covering his face, and saying, oh, they're so beautiful, acting so much out of character for Victoria. They're so beautiful, Nick. And so she goes, I hope this means, is this an apology or does this mean you're accepting my offer? And he goes, well, what offer's on the table? What position were you thinking? And she said, COO. Mom will be CEO, you'll be COO, and we're all going to be working together, making all the decisions as it should be, us Newmans. So, of course, he accepts. And then he's talking, or they're talking, and then a little bit later, and Nikki comes in, and she's, I like to see my children together, just gushy, right? And so, meanwhile, Adam and Sally are talking in the office, and he is just, pretty much telling her that, no, this position is for you. I'm not thinking of stepping in, in this territory. Look, I'm stepping away from Newman. So she goes, to show solidarity, should I resign with you? I'm surprised she said that. And he says, no. You will do well here. You're going to do a good job. Don't quit because I'm quitting. Don't leave because I'm leaving. And she goes, yeah, but you know what? Ultimately, this is going to be Victoria's decision. And we don't even know if Victoria is going to keep me here. So that's going to be up in the air. Oh, Victoria's going to keep her. Victoria's going to keep her just to kind of shove her in Adam's face. She'll probably sing all kind of praises over Sally. She'll keep Sally for a minute. I don't know if she'd keep Sally long term, but she'll keep her for a minute, I think. I don't know. If anybody thinks differently, do you think Victoria's going to get rid of Sally? So now we have Sally and Adam, both wild cards. Because what's interesting is Chelsea said she's not going to take the Marchetti, be a designer for Marchetti. I don't know. Is somehow Sally going to try to weasel her way into that position? It's interesting. She and Summer have such bad blood under the table, but Sally is an awesome designer. But the thing about Sally Spectre, she's not an elegant designer. That was never her line, which is why she really wasn't too much competition with the Foresters in LA with their platform. She was different. You know, Sally's more trendy. I don't know if she could be a Marchetti, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that may be something up in the air that happens. But Adam was telling her that, oh, no, no. He hopes his father and Victoria and the rest of those Newmans, that they crash and burn. He is so tired of being mistreated that he's never good enough. Just Victoria, the way she just glares at me every time she sees me and wants to lord her position over me. And he goes, and then Nikki, she has this like condescending smirk on her face when she sees him, which she does. You know, the only thing about Nikki is she could never badmouth Hope, Adam's mother. Because does anybody remember how that whole storyline came to be? Where, you know, how Victor ended up getting Hope pregnant. Actually, he didn't even know he got Hope pregnant. But remember years and years ago, Victor was in a plane crash and presumed dead for quite a long time, almost a year. And the plane crashed close to Hope's farm. And she took him in, she let him be a ranch hand on his farm. And that's how they came together. And then he didn't know who he was. He had amnesia. Kind of reminds you of a storyline on General Hospital, right? Didn't know who he was. And so he fell in love with Hope. Fell in love with Hope. And then when he got his memory back and left, Hope never told him she was pregnant. He didn't find out about Adam for years. I can't remember what age Adam was. If anybody knows the age of Adam when Victor found out he had a son, put that in the chat. But anyway, that's just kind of back some history, some memory lane with that, some trivia. But Victor overhears him where he says he wants them to crash and burn. And he goes, is that true, son? Is that how you really feel? And Sally looks, like, oops, yikes. And he goes, I want to have a word alone with my son. So Sally hightails it out of there, okay? And Victor's talking to him, and Adam, of course, let him know, you know, I'm never as good as your other children. You let them disrespect me. You let them, you know, they're going to all reign at the top. And what am I, you know? And so Victor's like, look, for one thing, I have had to try to integrate you into this family from the very beginning, you know, and when you came here, he goes, your siblings didn't even know you. And what did you do? You set out to try to destroy the family. That's not hard to forget. And he goes, and it's been years, Adam, of the different things. You even tried to kill your father, you know? So he said, but I really, you're my son, you're my blood. This company I bought for you. And I want you to run this. But anyway, Adam wasn't having it. And Victor said, it would break my heart if you walk away from this. And that was one of the first times I saw some real sincerity into Victor. It's like, wow, okay, you know? So Adam is left thinking. And then they have Victor gets to the office and he sees, you know, the family there. And oh, they're all talking. He finds out Nicholas is joining the clan. So he's so happy. And there's the happy Newman family is complete and back there. And they all do a toast, you know, about how wonderful things are. This is the way it should be. And they're just as happy as can be. But yet across town, we have Adam at Society already drinking, but Sally is there trying to comfort him and finding out how the conversation went with his father. And Oh, so she's just, kind of down because she sees Adam is going down this hole, even though she's never seen Adam spiral before. She doesn't know the depth he gets. But I guess the thing is, one spiraler recognizes another spiraler, because Sally can spiral way down a rabbit hole herself. We've if you're a Bold and the Beautiful fan, you know what Sally Spectra will do. So she and Adam they're two peas in an absolute pod. So she's just really, really afraid for Adam, and I don't blame her. I actually kind of feel bad for him. I really do. So that pretty much is it for the recap of The Young and the Restless for Monday, July the 11th. Let's do some comments in Comment Corner. I have comments from Annette. Annette feels that Sally is all about Sally, and she feels that Adam can use Sharon to kind of get, stick it to the Newmans. Adam, normally it's interesting. In the past, Sharon would be his go-to fallback, but they kind of have him and Sally so close and joined to the hip. Adam wants Sharon when somebody else is involved with Sharon. When Sharon is in love with somebody else, then Adam has to draw her into his pits of despair. That's just that relationship. And yeah, and so that's what Annette's saying. And then she's speculating on, Adam, maybe Chelsea maybe Chelsea will be Ashley's new flame. Nah, Chelsea's stuck on Billy. That's for doggone. We're headed down for disaster with that. So anyway, those are, let me see, I think I have one more comment. Yep, that's all of my comments for The Young and the Restless today. Please write your comments. I would love to hear comments so that I can highlight them and we can kind of talk about it. I love that, get other views, other thoughts. So I will be back tomorrow with The Young and the Restless Daily Recap.